I am a woman of Nazareth whose identity remains anonymous in the Bible. My encounter with the Savior was brief, only a few precious moments, but was of enough importance to be recounted several times in the Scriptures. I had been battling an illness of the blood for 12 long years. My condition caused me to hemorrhage continually. Not only was I forced to contend with the weakness and pain that accompanied my ailment, but I also had to live with the social stigma as well. Because blood is a contaminant, I was considered unclean and shunned by those around me. I had consulted several physicians throughout the years, and they subjected me to every herb, medicine, and cure in their power, but their efforts were in vain. I failed to respond to any of the treatments, and time only proved to worsen my situation. Eventually, my once great wealth became depleted as I continued to seek something or someone who could relieve my suffering. And so it happened that I found myself alone, wandering the streets, penniless, not knowing where I could turn for help. I became aware of a commotion. A great multitude was headed my way. I inquired what was going on and discovered that the man named Jesus was traveling with several of his friends and would be passing along this route in a few moments. I had heard of this man and the mighty miracles he had performed. There were some who scorned him, calling him a liar and explaining away the wondrous works he had wrought. However, I felt he was a good man and filled with the power of God. Perhaps this was the answer to my prayers. The crowd drew closer, and suddenly I caught a glimpse of his face. The Spirit bore a witness to my soul, and I knew that this man could heal me. I was instantly torn as to what I should do. How could one unclean as I approach his holy presence? But if I didn't act now, he would soon pass, and my chance would be gone. I quickly came to a resolution. It would be enough to touch the bottom of his hem. I could partake of that healing power without shaming him of my uncleanliness. As Jesus approached, I pressed my way into the crowd and finally found an opportunity to brush his robe. Instantly, my curse was lifted from me, and I could feel that good health was restored. With tears of relief, I melted back into the throng and prepared to leave. But what was this? The Savior had stopped, a puzzled look on his face. I stood paralyzed. Was it possible that he knew what I had done? His gaze slowly searched the silent horde, then asked who it was that had touched him. Many were confused by this question, but I understood what it was he was asking. Who was this person that had taken virtue from him? My heart was trembling, but I knew I had to confess what I had done. I found myself on my knees before him, sobbing for forgiveness. He slowly lifted my head so I could see into his eyes. There was no anger reflected there, only a great love and compassion. He told me to be of good comfort, that my faith had made me whole. He raised me to my feet, then turned and resumed his journey. This testimony I bear of him, that he is the Son of God and healed me with his heavenly power. But I believe the greatest miracle he gave to me was the realization that he truly cares about each of us, no matter what circumstances we may find ourselves in, and that those who feel the least like they can draw near to him are the ones he wants to help the most. We are never too unclean or unworthy to approach him. He is always there, our Redeemer, if we'll but reach out and touch.